Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome back to Staying Connected. We are just a couple of minutes early there today, um, but with my guest. I didn't want to keep him waiting too long, so I thought, you know what, we've only got 4 minutes, so I thought it'd be okay for us just to go live there. And hello, so we have Paul joining us
Hi
once
there.
again. We had Paul before. I'm not sure some of you guys watching may remember him. For those who are joining us for the first time, Paul, would you like to introduce yourself briefly, mate, if that's all right?
Hi everyone. I'm Paul James from Concert County Durham.
Brilliant, and that's perfect. And so Paul, since we last spoke to you,
Yeah.
I remember last time you featured on Staying Connected. We were interviewing you a bit about Lowe's disease. Is that right? And would you mind kind of
Yes.
just like recapping us a bit on that and what that is?
Low syndrome
Lowe's syndrome.
mainly
Sorry, that's my fault. I said Lowe's disease.
mainly affects males with one female found in the entire world, and it affects the main three organs, which are the brain, which is the learning disability side of the syndrome, and then the development from that. The eyes, it affects the eyes. Some people are born blind, like myself, I was, and then an operation is needed to remove the cataracts in the lenses to give that person some vision, leaving that person visually impaired. And it also affects the kidneys, where usually high protein is found in the kidneys, but unfortunately, that sometimes leads on to kidney failure.
So,
And so it just mainly affects those three organs. And then you've got the general health problems as well, and the aging of the bones, which are, I'm 37 and I've got bones of a 72, 73-year old.
wow. So yeah, I just want to correct myself. Obviously, I said Lowe's disease. I
No,
meant
you're
Lowe's
fine.
syndrome. So my apologies there,
Yeah,
Paul. I just want to apologize for that.
no, you're
Um,
fine.
but yeah, so that's obviously there's multiple different factors there. But you know, one of the things, I think it was me and Ella who interviewed you last time, if I believe. We looked at, actually we had a little look at your website, and obviously you've got an absolutely awesome website, right? We can have a little look at that again. Actually, we can have a little catch up here. I'll just get it up, mate. So, perfect. Yeah. So, do you mind speaking to us just a little bit about the website, Paul, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so the website features, all in my words, and I created the website. It features about my achievements and my experiences as a person, not only with low syndrome, but as a person with a visual impairment and a learning disability. It features things like general links as well, and my hobbies. I have put a warning on the first page of a website that you must have a sense of humor
I saw that.
to enter the website, because if you don't have a sense of humor, you can get out the website basically.
I
Um, so yeah, it's a really good. I've enjoyed really developing it as well, and keeping it maintained and keeping it going.
I love that disclaimer you've got there, Paul. Warning: do not enter unless you have a sense of humor. I think that's great. And guys, so I've just pasted the website into the chat there, guys. We can put it in the description as well. It's livingwithlows.com. And you know, Paul's a really great writer. He's got some fantastic stuff on here. And I think something that we commented on last time, which I love, is throughout this, is that the way you've wrote it is it's quite funny, right? You've incorporated a
Yeah.
bit of your sense of humor. Would you say, Paul?
Yeah, definitely my sense of humor. I didn't want the website to be like a medical kind of read or a boring read, because for those that, for like example, if you were like a student wanting to know about laws and you've had no experience through what work or college or family of a person with a learning disability or laws, then your first read like that, I want it to be interesting and not just for those people, but for everyone. I want it to be an interesting read and a funny read.
Definitely. And for everybody who's watching, guys, I definitely want to just kind of recommend Paul's website here. It's awesome, and you've added a new feature here as well, right, Paul? So you've got the guest book now. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I've featured a guest book on the website, everyone. I'm hoping to have like feedback, people are welcome to put any feedback or any comments on the guest book. You don't need to put your email address, that's totally fine, and it's any comments welcome,
So
would
yeah,
be
guys,
really good.
absolutely, yeah. So if you
Ideas.
yeah, exactly, yeah, so there's a space for suggestions as well, right?
Definitely, definitely.
So yeah, guys, if you guys pop by Paul's website there, make sure that you sign the guest book. Just leave a nice comment and let Paul know what you think. And as he said there, you don't need to put your email or anything like that. You can just kind of leave a nice comment or just what you thought, or maybe some suggestions as well. Is that right, Paul?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's really good feature for people to like share their ideas or just give general feedback. Um, for those that are new to the site that might be going on today or are new like since we've last chat, that you would see that I've got a really good logo.
Yes, I noticed that. Is
Yeah,
that logo new, Paul?
it is. Yes, yeah,
Ah. So
yeah.
do you mind?
Really good logo.
So
It's brilliant.
what's the story behind that then?
Um, I was wanting a logo to make the website look a bit more snappier.
Got you.
Basically, had some people, one or two people on my Twitter saying that looks a bit too professional, when
Okay.
I seen your face kind of thing,
Hmm.
and um, but I think it's really good, the logo. It
Definitely.
makes it look, just makes it on the website make it look more snappier. Really,
I
I think.
definitely agree. I mean, I love that the
You
I
know,
in living has been replaced by like the person like logo.
the
I think
two people.
there are two
Yeah,
people. I think that's really really cool, and I love the
yeah.
font, and it really matches with the kind of the color that you've got on your website as well, right? It's like blue and white.
Yes, yeah. I was wanting to go with that color scheme and a like an easy read, like
Yeah.
to read. To notice the font.
So yeah, as you were saying, speaking of easy read, is that something that you kind of is that something you put into your website? Is that something that you kind of when you're writing stuff and you're making content, you try to make it as accessible as possible? Was that right?
Definitely, yeah,
Awesome,
definitely.
and that's absolutely brilliant. So we've got the bit we've got up at the moment. We're just looking a bit at your about me, and it's a really amazing story, guys. If you want to have a look, and it's a good opportunity to learn a little bit more about just Paul in general, and they've got some really good pictures in the gallery there as well, Paul.
Yeah, it's really good, the photo section of the website. I like to include on like different things that I've done as well. It's really good to have the photos on.
And it's got so much amazing stuff. You were saying that you work for partnership engagement here with your local council where you're a facilitator. Is that right? So
Yes, yeah.
how's your experience been with that? I know. I mean, I remember last time you were on, we spoke a little bit about it, but just to kind of recap, and maybe you can talk a bit about
E-
you still
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. I work 16 hours a week for my local council,
Awesome.
which is really good, and the work that we do is really good as well. We focus on easy read documentation
Brilliant,
as
brilliant.
well, and we've done a lot of work in the past. So yeah, that's one of the works that we've done, and we do easy read documentation on. We've done it on the coronavirus for people as well. So
Fantastic.
it's a really good job to have working for the council.
Yeah,
Do
definitely.
lots of work.
That's so cool. And then, yeah, so you were saying you were a director as well for Inclusion North as well, right? So I'm sure that's also amazing as well. And I'm sure that's a bunch of fun too.
It is. It's really good being a director for Inclusion North. To really to feel to be part of like two things like that is really good. Both the council and Inclusion North.
Yeah,
It really does
and
bring what my website's about actually, and that is like showing inclusion.
exactly. And I'm sure that yeah, and going back as well to the front page there as well. I'm sure that there was a bit I just kind of want to grab from here, where you were saying that one of the reasons you decided to set up a website is to show people that everyone with low syndrome and also with a learning disability are allowed and should be allowed to have the same opportunities in life as those without a learning disability or without low
Definitely.
syndrome. So that's kind of the same attitude, right? That's the same ethos there. Is that right, Paul?
Yeah, definitely. The there was two main reasons why I set up my website, and one of those was because I was wanting to show that people with low syndrome, that everyone with low syndrome won't be all isn't all the same, doesn't have the levels aren't the same of
Yeah,
problems, it varies. You know, we all individuals, and people with low syndrome, yes, people with low syndrome do have the same things as problems with the eyes and the kidneys, but not all the same,
yeah,
and as well as to show that people with learning disabilities should and can have the same opportunities in life, because
totally agree.
unfortunately that always doesn't happen with
Yes,
people with learning disabilities. A lot of the time the options aren't there to even go and have the things that a lot of people take for granted, like going down the pub, for example, for a drink,
yeah.
or to meet friends, or to have work. The options aren't there a lot of the time, unfortunately.
hmm yes, and that's very sad as well because it's something
Is
that everyone should be entitled to, right? Everyone should have their own freedom to be able to kind of do the things that they want to
yeah,
do in that sense. So I think that um, yeah, so that's tough, obviously, and yeah, I think that it's great, and it's great that you kind of made this website to say like, listen, guys, this is just and show that this is the reason I'm doing it. So I think it's absolutely awesome, mate.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
yeah, it's brilliant, man. So, do you have any kind of future plans with the website? Obviously, since last time you've got the guest book, you've also got this really nice logo. Have you got anything planned for the future, or are you just going to kind of take it as it comes and do it like kind of one step at a time?
Just see what comes, and I'm always thinking a lot of what to do next, what to get involved in. The best thinking really is when I'm upstairs in bed before
Right.
I go to sleep. I'm always thinking about what's going to happen
Yeah,
tomorrow
your
and
mind's
the
racing,
week
right?
ahead. And then the week ahead, the week ahead gets
Oh
on
wow.
to next year.
You mustn't be getting
So
much sleep then if it's
what's
you're thinking till next year.
yeah, yeah. So I'm always actively thinking what I want to get involved in, and what I should do to not only for the website, but just for myself as well, what I should and would like to get involved in as well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn. I think that as people were saying I was a bit quiet. I'm just gonna turn my mic up a tiny bit. Is that better, guys? How's that? Is that coming through better at all? Please let me know. But no, yeah, I think that that's absolutely awesome. So yeah, so Sue was asking the Paul. She was first. She was saying that it's the celebrity himself, Paul, because I
Yeah,
think that
I'm here.
yeah, I think that people loved the last time you were on Media Savvy with us. Everyone was a big fan, and then also Sue was saying that she's was gonna ask about the readability of the site and your logo as well. So and she says thanks for considering others as well, Paul. So yeah.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
So just going back to the website briefly there, Paul. Um, I'm just clicking on one of the things that was so popular last time that you were here, Paul, was we looked at Chef Paul's challenge,
The
and
chicken pie. Yeah,
yes, yeah, and
yeah.
you remember that, buddy. So yeah, we were all huge fans of that, and kind of so for people who didn't, watch that episode or didn't get a chance, can you just tell us a little bit about Chef Paul's challenge, if that's all right, bud?
Yeah, Chef Paul Challenge was an idea that I had because obviously with lockdown we couldn't go out anywhere, we were in the house, everyone was in the house. So I thought, what can I do to A, make myself less bored,
Yeah.
and B, get myself out there as
That's
well,
it,
and
man.
me website possibly looking a bit, but at the moment, kind of thing, and to get myself that bit more known on Twitter.
For
So I
sure.
thought I really like me cooking, really like me baking. So I thought I could, maybe do like a challenge thing. And it was actually one of my carers, my support workers, who actually came up with the name. Well, what about Chef Paul's challenge? And I thought, well, that's great. So it
So good.
started off from there, really. And I just thought, well, we'll maybe give people an option as well each week. I said it mightn't go far, but
Yeah.
we'll just see. And then week by week, the votes just came in. It hit it off really well. Actually, was really good reactions from people. They were wanting some people will want me to do stuff from like a carrot cake to nettle soup, things like that. And yeah,
That
it was a really fun
nettle soup.
thing
So
to do, actually.
have you had a chance to make the nettle soup yet, or is that something that's maybe up for the future?
No, not the future. No, definitely not the future.
Nettle soup. That's an interesting one. So yeah, you were getting the suggestions in, and I think that last time we checked in on you, I think you made the chicken and mushroom pie. I think that was the last one, right? When we were talking to you last,
Yes, yeah,
and since then you've made quite a few different ones. So just looking down here, we've got the
yeah, yeah.
Gordon Ramsay's beef. You have to excuse me. I'm not sure how to pronounce that word. Bourguignon.
I'm not either beef bourguignon or
Bourguignon. Okay.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah. So but either way, how was that? That I'm sure that was absolutely lovely. And that's the
put
one.
it this way: you have to like red wine.
Do you know what it
You have to
is?
put like a full bottle of red wine in, to be honest. Um, good job the alcohol like burns when you're cooking it. Put
Right.
it that way, or I would have not been able to move.
Yeah, we got that's absolutely awesome. You know what it is? I mean, I'm a big fan though of red wine and beef. I think red wine and beef is just like a really good combo.
That it was very tasty,
Oh
mate.
man, it is. Yeah,
Very tasty.
definitely. And so yeah, so Southern People First have just mentioned they were saying that Paul is brilliant at using social media to spread the message about inclusion. So got some praise there,
Oh,
Paul.
thank you. I really do like enjoying using Twitter. It's really powerful.
Yeah,
And you got to know sometimes where, like, kind of when to tweet and how. And then if you do, it really can kick off in a good way, you know. So it's, yeah,
yeah.
I
So
love using Twitter.
yeah, and you're totally right with what you just said there, mate. It's about kind of being able to you know how to gauge things, right? In a way.
Yeah, yeah.
So Sue said it's pronounced beef being young. Don't know. That's what
I
that's what
haven't
that
a
was.
clue.
Who knows? But either way, it tastes good. That's all that matters. Um, and then she also said that your pie went down a treat here because, funnily enough, I'm not sure if you know, Paul. But after you made your pie, everyone in the chat was like, "Oh my god, this looks so good!" And then we were doing a cooking show at the same time. We were doing cooking with Mel, and the week after, I think she actually made a pie in that episode, so everyone got to try a pie that was inspired by yourself.
Heard about that. She was at a vegetable like pie that Mel
That
made.
was it, mate. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
And yeah, yeah, that was. I think that you were responsible for that because everyone was
yeah,
like
yeah.
pie
Hands up.
crazy at that.
Yeah,
So that's absolutely fantastic as well. And okie dokie, let's have a little look here, mate. And then so say you've got the gin and tonic drizzle cake as well, and I think that that sounds
oh,
absolutely lovely.
blimey,
And
that was, yeah, that was something else. To be honest, that was lovely, really nice.
did you say something about your mum loved gin? Am I making that up or
Just a little bit.
right?
No, yeah, she does like a gin.
There you
Yeah,
go.
she likes a gin and tonics.
Nice, nice. So yeah, that was nice. And so did what was the inspiration for that? Did that come from a suggestion, or was it something you saw online? Or
It was actually a suggestion from a cast member from Emmerdale.
wow, really?
Yeah, he's a follower of mine on Twitter,
Oh my goodness.
and he's one of the many followers who really do like to comment and is really good at retweeting retweets.
That's so cool.
Um, and he suggested lemon drizzle cake. I thought,
Fantastic.
I haven't heard of it, but I'll Google it, and if there's a recipe, I'll make it. You
Yeah,
know,
it looks
yeah,
lovely. It looks really nice, like really well made. How was it?
very tasty.
Was it difficult to make or?
I wouldn't say it wasn't the easiest, no, because there's different like stages to do, obviously, but it was good to make. It's a very good kit to make, like different styles and different techniques in it,
Yeah,
you know.
I've got you. I've got you. Brilliant, brilliant. So, and then let's have a quick look. So, I think that we've got here was the 17th of July was the beef lasagna, which looks really nice at the bottom there. If you look at that, some of that,
Yes, that was mum's recipe.
if
Yeah,
you look at some of that cheese
my
there, that
mum's
looks
recipe.
absolutely. And do you know what it is? But I haven't had a good lasagna in a while, and looking at that is literally making me so hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was beautiful, that lasagna.
Looks
It was
unreal.
lovely.
So, what's the current situation? Obviously, it was something that you were doing during lockdown, and we're coming out of lockdown a bit now. Is that the end of Chef Paul's challenge, or is it something that's going to continue? What's the
Chef Paul's, yeah, Chef Paul's kind of put his apron on the shelf.
That's right. Okay,
Um,
yeah, fair enough.
the time being, actually.
Makes sense.
Um,
Yeah.
if I love me bingo too much, to not go to bingo.
Well, that's the thing, and obviously you said it was something that was inspired during lockdown, and obviously we're still. I mean, we're coming out of lockdown now, so I guess that things are starting to open back up, and it makes sense, that it's not something that was going to be forever, but I'm sure that it will be remembered because obviously it's got a life afterwards on the website here, and yeah, like they all look absolutely lovely, man. So
Yeah, it's not the end of Chef Paul, I don't think, but
It's
I'll bring it back and
you bring it
just
back.
maybe do it for like seasonal occasions,
That
like
is a good
I don't know,
idea.
like Christmas or Easter
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you know.
I think that's a really good idea, Paul. Yeah. So yeah, guys, Chef Paul has hung his apron up, but it is not forever, so he will be back. Sunderland people first are very curious. They're asking, can you share the lasagna recipe, or is it a family secret? Because I mean, I would actually like to know that as well, Paul. To be honest.
My mum might tell us off for this actually, but it's not so much family secret because each time she does it, she doesn't know actually how much of of each ingredient that she's putting in.
So
She
it's
knows what she's putting in,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a guessing game how much she puts in anyway. So it is kind of a family secret
But that's the
because no
best
one
way, though.
knows.
I mean, like, yeah, when my dad cooks, certain things, it's the same. It's just like kind of you do it by eye, and I think they've maybe cooked it so many times they have a good feel for it. So I guess it's one of those things. Um,
Yeah, it's certainly not one of those dishes where I would really have it elsewhere, to be honest, because
yeah,
I saw like my mum's recipe, so
the thing that's
actually,
really making me super hungry about it is that I can see that the like cheese around the kind of crust there, that melted cheese. Oh my god, it looks amazing. So yeah, that looks so good. Yeah. Um, Okie dokie. And, Sue's saying as well, she's craving for a lasagna now, Paul. It's a pity she's given up pasta until her birthday, and I'm guessing carbs as well. And then we've got Ali who's saying that she's going to miss Chef Paul's challenges, so they will be missed, of course, Paul. But yeah, and I'm sure that there's other things that you can do in the future as well that you can think of. So it'll be Chef Paul, and then maybe there'll be something else as
oh,
well.
there will be. I'm always thinking of other stuff, what to do to challenge myself as well.
Brilliant, brilliant, yeah.
Which how Chef Paul came around actually. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that's so cool. Um, yeah, it's really interesting stuff. So I want to ask as well, mate. So have you been keeping up with the media savvy streams at all since lockdown? Have you had a chance to catch any of them, or if not, if that's obviously fine. But have you kind of seen any of them going on? Because we're still being, I mean, all of our sessions are still being online at the moment. So
Yeah, I have actually. I've watched the one the other week, Geordie's.
right, yeah,
Um,
fantastic, absolutely brilliant,
so obviously I keep up with Geordie through Zoom, like when we have our team meetings.
cracking.
I have had a look at some of Mel's cooking when they've finished, unfortunately, because I'm at work when they broadcast. Normally lie, but yes, I have been keeping up with like
Right, that makes
different
sense.
ones, and
Totally,
yeah,
yeah. So I want to ask you as
yes.
well. So yeah, brilliant. So you were saying that you've been seeing Jodie quite a bit in the in the team meetings, and I feel like is it like, correct me if I'm wrong, but were you just starting to get involved with Sunderland People First around the time that we interviewed you, or had you already known Sunderland People First for a while since then? Because I'm not.
Because when I did the last interview here with you guys was just after I joined Sunderland
That's.
People
I thought
First.
so. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
And how have you been finding the team meetings? Because we were speaking to Jodie about it last week, and she was saying how they sounded really fun. They get to kind of do some quiz games and stuff like that. So it sounds awesome. Like, how have you been finding that?
We, we do the really are good laugh. Obviously we do that, and obviously we have our meetings sometimes with people who we're doing work with or starting to do work with. But our other meetings, our team meetings that we have are really good fun. Like from general talk about what people are doing to having games of bingo and
Nice.
really good laugh actually. Yeah, they really are good.
Awesome. And
Yeah,
you were talking before about how you love your bingo, so I'm guessing when it's the bingo night, you're like you're all about that. I'm betting that's a bit of fun, yeah.
yeah. I've actually got my own little bingo bag. It's like
Nice.
a pencil case.
Right on. That's
It's
cool.
somewhere here actually.
Yeah, if you've got
Two
a kicking about, let's
seconds.
have a little look. That's really cool.
It's actually a pencil case.
Oh,
My sister bought me this for
there
one
you
of my
go.
birthdays.
That's so cool. Paul
Yeah,
loves bingo. There you go.
yeah.
That's I'm sure. Yeah, guys, how cool is that? That's awesome. And yeah, I wanted to ask that Paul as well. Like, I know that have you got like lucky numbers for bingo? I think that is that a thing. That's a thing for bingo, right? People have the certain lucky numbers that like
Actually
it's
have, and if I can't get to the table that I like, I'm like, oh man, someone else has took it, damn it,
yeah.
sort of thing. So yeah, yeah, I do have me numbers that I like for bingo, and then you'll see me trying to walk around the bingo hall trying to find the numbers that I like.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
it's best to get there early.
That's the one, yeah. You need to get there early and make sure that you can get that good table and get everything get the right numbers there. So that makes sense. I can understand that, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So obviously, otherwise in media stuff, have you been like on any of the courses? Have you been able to like do any of the digital imaging or any of the digital skills for beginners or?
Yeah, the digital course for beginners, I was able to do that
Brilliant, brilliant,
because it was on one of my days off
fantastic.
work, which was really good to take part in that.
Brilliant, brilliant. And
Um,
how was that? How was that? Was that brilliant? Was that good or?
Funny, a great laugh, really good to learn new skills as well at the same time.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And was that one on YouTube, or was that one of the ones that was like mainly was that on Zoom, or was it half YouTube, half Zoom? Because I know we're doing them slightly different for
Um,
different ones.
I think these ones, because we're with Lisa and Haytham,
Got it. Yeah, yeah.
and with these were purely with just some people first
Right. I've got it. It was like a
members.
together with some
These
of people first.
weren't on YouTube, I
I've
don't
got you.
think.
Yeah. So it was Zoom. It probably. Yeah. I'm totally with you,
Yeah.
mate. And so. What kind of things were you learning about? Were you learning about kind of like e-safety, getting started with computers? Was it just mainly like digital skills based?
Animation
Oh, was that
was
anime? Oh no, so it was like
a
digital
good
imaging.
one.
Oh, I know which one you did. I know exactly which one it was. So you did some animation. You're saying, yeah?
Yeah, animation was great.
Right, brilliant,
We
brilliant.
learned like we worked on about two or three different programs on
Wow,
how to do a different kind of animation.
fantastic.
So we had it where we had to, is it the where you use a technique called the onion peel?
Right, okay, I've got yeah, 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 yeah.
Have to You'll take your photo and then you have to do it very slowly for the next shot.
That's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like you did like stop motion, right? So it's like it's a
Yes,
still
yeah,
image, and then you get like 1,000 still images together, but they move
yeah,
slightly every time, and then it becomes an animation. That's
yeah.
it. Yeah. Right.
So that was good that morning. I I was on that course that morning in my bedroom, so
Nice.
I didn't really know what to really get for that
Mhm.
session.
I got you.
I thought it was going to be on like a software.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then I was going around my room having to find little bits and pieces for this blank bit of paper, and but it was good. It was a really good session, and all the course was actually was really good session.
I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm happy to hear that you enjoyed it. Yeah, like animation, I think so cool, and stop motion, and it's like amazing to kind of see some of the stuff you can do just from taking like a picture or taking like several pictures of one thing, and
Yeah,
you could like I've seen some of my friends did stuff with like claymation. You could do with like even with blue tack. So you could make like a little man out of
yes,
blue
yeah,
tack, take a picture, and
yeah,
then move its arm and stuff. And like there's really creative stuff you can do just using your environment. So
yeah. This is it. This is it. There was two sessions on animation. Not all of them were
Sure,
animation,
I got you.
but the two favorite ones were the ones on animation.
That's absolutely awesome. So I'm guessing a little bit with like maybe some Photoshop kind of stuff as well, like looking at how certain pictures are made and designed. Was that part of it as well? I'm guessing, yeah.
Yes, we did so that was the stop motion that we've just talked about, and the other one where we did was like a cartoon
Cool.
figures kind of program where we actually worked on the program to do the animation,
Nice. That sounds awesome.
which
So
was really good as well.
it sounds so cool. And
Yeah,
yeah, we had someone in the chat just saying the cool case there, Paul. I just caught up with that there. So awesome. Yeah. So it is a cool case. I think
yeah.
that's awesome, mate. But yeah, that sounds really cool too. So if you would you come back onto like a media savvy course in the future? Like if we've got some more stuff like coming out in the near future, would
Oh,
you be you
definitely. Yeah, I
interested? Oh,
really
brilliant.
would. When I was in the middle of, I think it was the Zoom call when we were teaching how to use Zoom.
Right. Yes.
Um, I didn't really, I couldn't really see the chat function that well.
Got you. Yeah.
So it was here from that told me how to make the chat bigger.
Right. Cool.
So that's really good as well. That if we are having any problems, that it's just not based on the subject or that program.
Yeah.
Uh, Lisa or hear from whoever's doing the
Yeah.
programs, the sessions, sorry, goes beyond to help, what we struggling with, so
Yeah, man. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, that's a really good point as well, and absolutely, that goes for everybody. In the chat, guys, you are more than welcome to kind of email me, hear from Lisa, if you've got any kind of questions like that, like digital related stuff. You can drop us an email, and we'll do our best to help you. So it's a really good point, Paul, as well, actually, mate.
yeah.
Yeah, because we've got a lot of good stuff coming up. I mentioned to the guys last time on stream. So we've got I might as well just quickly kind of talk about some of the stuff that we've got coming up. We've obviously got my intro to photography session, which is next. No, it's not next. It's this Thursday, guys. So if you guys are watching it at the moment, make sure that you drop me an email and let me know that you want to be on it. I'll have a double check. I had a little list of the people who said they'd want to be on it last time, and I'll double check that. And we can get that enrollment form done via. First one's going to be online. The second one will be online, but in the second one, because it's a taster session, the first one, the second one's the actual first session. I know that's a little bit confusing. And then on the session after that, we're going to go out and about in Sunderland with the smartphones, with some cameras as well, and we're going to take some nice pictures of Sunderland. Hopefully it'll be a nice day, and we'll get some pictures of some architecture and stuff, so it should be good fun. But yeah, we've got the first session virtual, and that is on Thursday, and that's going to be 10 to 12 and then 1 to 3. So if anyone is interested, please drop me an email, Daniel at mediasavvycic.co.uk. And then beyond that, guys, I'm just going to write my email in the chat there. And beyond that, guys, I actually have a digital skills basics course next Tuesday. So in that, if you I don't know if you've been on any of the digital skills for beginners courses, be quite similar to that. If you have been on a digital skills for beginners course, don't worry, you can still be on this course because it is going to be somewhat different, and it's a requirement for because we're rolling out a huge series of digital skills courses that are going to be like kind of different things, and this is the basics one, which is going to be like the starter for it. So if you want to learn about kind of setting up strong passwords, setting up Gmail, or setting up your device, this will be the best session for it. So if you are interested in that, guys, drop me an email and I'll send you across an enrollment form. So yeah, that's some of the upcoming stuff at the moment. Plenty of things happening all the time. So Paul, what have you been up to since we last spoke? Like, have you is I know that you've changed some stuff on your website. Have you been up to much, or has it been fairly quiet? I know that we're still kind of being in lockdown. Have you been able to get back out? Um, what's been going on in your end, Paul?
Um, well, as far as work goes with my council, I'm obviously doing like the work that I usually do, these redocumentation, but I've been able to take part in the Be Cancer Aware,
Wow,
which is a group of five groups that are people with learning disabilities that we've been taught to how to deliver the Be Cancer Aware course to people with learning
wow,
disabilities in the Northeast,
that's so cool. And so
which is brilliant, you know. And so I'm part of that as well through work. We've just produced the groups, so it's like a lot of people in the Northeast, different groups, members, have produced two videos on cancer and the signs of cancer.
wow,
So they're available on YouTube.
and
As far as personal goes, I've been able to get back out again, and I've really enjoyed it, but it's felt a little bit weird at the same time.
yes, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know, enjoyable, but a little bit kind of, am I allowed to do this
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
am I
know.
not? Or
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's an odd feeling because it's quite normal things outside, but it's also not. It's also still like quite odd. You having to wear masks when you go into places, having to queue, and
well, this is it. The masks thing is, mm,
it's odd. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's strange for I think everybody's feeling it that
It is.
it's a
It
little bit
is.
odd. Um, So yeah, Paul, I think that's so cool, and I think that's so. If somebody wanted to watch that video, the Be Cancer Aware one, would they just type Be Cancer Aware into YouTube? Is that right? Or
Should be, yeah. It should be on YouTube, yeah, for people to watch.
brilliant.
Uh, um, and I've just also I'm still involved in the work with some of the people first as well. So
Brilliant.
yeah, I've been busy.
Cracking,
Yeah,
cracking. Yeah,
which is always good.
awesome. I'm happy
Yeah,
to hear that, Paul.
fully busy.
That's great. Yeah, so you've got plenty going on. I think that's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that Be Cancer Aware project, that's really interesting as well. I think, man. So yes, Charlotte, in answer to your question, I did receive your email. Been a little bit rushed off my feet today, but thank you for the enrollment. That's perfect. And all of the questions you had, I'll answer them all. I'll probably be in the next couple of days, just to let you know. But yes, and thank you for sending the enrollment over. Some of the people first have a question for Paul. They
yeah.
said you're an inspiration to lots of people, which I think is true. It's very, very true. And they
Thank
said
you.
that is there anybody that inspires you? So I think that's a really good question.
I mean, there are a lot of it's really nice to hear that.
Yeah.
Actually, thank you. There are a lot of people out there. I can't really think of anyone really, but there is a real. There are lots of people out there.
So yeah, it's obviously it's hard off the top of your head, isn't it, to kind of think of like of one particular name. So it's also it's tough because if you mention one person, you'll finish the call and then you remember somebody else and you think, oh, I could have said this person as well. So I know the feeling. So that's okay. But yeah, but it is a good question as well. And let's have a look as well. Yes, so Ali was saying that you should make a funny animation for your website, Paul. So yeah, with the stop motion stuff, it might be a good idea.
That's a really good idea, actually. I
Yeah,
think I might do that.
that would be
Yeah,
pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's something maybe for the future. There is just to get a little animation up there as well. And let's have a look, Paul here, man. And yeah, so do you have kind of any future plans? I know you were saying with the website it's different, but is there any kind of future plans in terms of coming back? You know, in the pandemic, and like, are you going to be kind of gradually getting out again and looking to kind of meet in public with any of the places? You know, I know that we're saying with the Sunderland People First or with the council or Inclusion North. Is there any kind of face-to-face stuff upcoming, or is it all staying digital for the time being?
That's an interesting question. I'm not really too sure myself. I do know that us as a group with Sunderland People First, we are if not going by the government guidelines of social distancing and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that'll be really good. That would be really good to meet up
for sure.
because even though I'm a member, I'm a self advocate of Sunderland People First, but everyone that goes to Sunderland People First, including the staff there, we all friends. We see them as each other's all friends, not just teammates, colleagues,
Yeah,
kind of thing. So
that's
that
cool.
you know,
That makes for the
but
best environment as
yeah,
well. Is that you're not just kind of colleagues, you're friends as well, right?
yeah, yeah. But no, apart from that, I cannot really think of anything else. Just taking each day as it comes, I suppose.
That makes sense,
Yeah,
but yeah, I totally get that. That's really cool. Um, and yeah, that's really the best way to go about it, mate.
yeah.
So what's your plans for the rest of the day then? What are you going to do after the stream? Have you got anything planned for the day, Paul?
I'm not sure. Just probably seeing what's on Sky.
Nice.
It's not Bullseye anymore, I'm
Not
afraid.
Bullseye anymore. I remember that. Yeah, actually, I remember that from last session.
They've actually lost one viewer, probably their only viewer, to be honest. Um,
What's
no,
is it you feel like you've watched all of them, or you've just had enough of it, or is it a bit
well,
of both?
the sad thing is, I was getting ready this morning in the shower,
Yeah.
and I had the I'm like, get out my head, So I thought, right.
It's
I,
catchy, right?
I thought when you get a TV tune in your head and
Oh,
you
it
stop
can be
playing it,
torture. Yeah, you can be
bit
in
of
your
a
head.
bad one.
I know it can be in your head for days. It's true. It's a good point, man.
Yeah,
um, yeah, so that's absolutely great. That's a really good point. And cool. So I think we're gonna have a look at one good news article. I think we'll have a quick look at that. And guys, in the
yeah,
meantime, if anybody has any questions for Paul, let me know, and we'll write them in the chat, and then I'll ask Paul. Otherwise, as well, guys, make sure if anybody is interested in the digital skills course, which I'll be doing, please let me know, because the way we're going to do that as well is it's not going to be fully on YouTube. I think the first 2 hours are going to be on YouTube, and then the second 2 hours are going to be in a Zoom call where you can kind of have a one-on-one with me, and we're going to look at some more content together, and also you have the opportunity to kind of ask me questions one-on-one. So it is a bit more of a different, interaction or experience than the straight up courses on YouTube. So let me know if you're interested, and I'll get you an enrollment form. Okay, guys, we'll have a look at some good news, and then I'll see if you guys have got any other questions for Paul as well. This one I thought was quite nice. We can have a little look at this one. Alrighty. Brilliant. So, Paul, here we are, mate. It says that 89% of people think happiness can be controlled, and they are much happier for it. So I thought that was quite an interesting headline. And it basically
yeah.
says, how far can the self-belief that you can make your own happiness carry you, creating conditions for a self-fulfilling prophecy? So it says that a new study shows that there is a happiness correlation. So basically it's saying that they asked 1,155 people, and
Right.
89% of those people think that happiness can be controlled. And it was saying that these people are 32% happier than those that don't think their happiness can be controlled. And they were saying that it's quite interesting, right? Because they were saying that
Mm.
so it even takes into account the self-serving bias, which is a common habit of people taking credit for positive events or outcomes, but blaming outside factors for negative events. So they were saying that less people were less likely to feel in control of their happiness. So it says that respondents were asked, is happiness something that you can control? If you look back at the last year of your life, how would you rate your happiness on a scale of 1 to 10? So the interesting thing about this is that, the people who believe that, they can control their happiness, they can make themselves happy, they have some level of control, generally
Mm.
seem to have been shown to be happier than the people who think that it's out of their control. So I think that the interesting thing there is really it's just a different way of kind of showing that like positive mindset can be effective,
Yeah,
right? Would you agree with that, Paul? What do you think?
I would actually. It's a shame that if you can't, or for whatever reason, it's really good though if you can.
Absolutely.
It's really good though to have the support there as well.
Yeah, yeah,
For if you need it, because with the right support, I believe anything's possible.
definitely.
With the right support and the right things put in place, no matter who you are, I think anything's achievable.
That's a really good point. Well said, Paul, mate. And I totally agree. And listen, it's not as simple as like, if you believe that happiness is something you can control, you're automatically going to be happy. It unfortunately doesn't work like that. It's not that simple.
No,
And there's
no.
people who are depressed and they, no matter what, you can't will yourself to be happy. But I think
Well,
that,
this is it. No,
yeah,
no.
exactly right, Paul. But I
It's
do,
not. People may be like, oh, come on, just be happy. You've got all these things here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's,
Doesn't always, nah.
yeah,
Unfortunately, it doesn't always
I,
work like that.
and exactly right, mate.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, and there's no correlation between like like it's a simple thing, but they say money can't buy you happiness, and it's true, right? And there could be something who could be content with their very humble things that they have versus someone who is completely not satisfied with a very lavish lifestyle. And it speak both of those things speak to mindset, like what we were talking about there. And I think that
yeah,
although that you're not fully in control of your happiness, I would say, especially because you can't determine, like you can't, you can't decide what's going to happen in your life sometimes, but
no, you cannot predict the
you
future.
can't predict the future. That's exactly right, Paul. But at
No,
the same time, I think that we can all kind of have things to look forward to, and we can have things to enjoy, and even if it's something like, like that lasagna tonight, you can have that thought in your head and you can think, I really can't wait to eat that, and I really like eating that, and that is
yeah,
something
w-
that
yeah.
and
Wishing my mum was in the kitchen now cooking it.
exactly. And it's the glass half full, half empty thing, right, Paul? It's like, is the glass half
Yeah,
full or is it half empty? And that's kind of, I think, what this is speaking to.
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's your outlook as well. And yes, so you were saying you wanted to set right. So we're gonna just check up with the chat there, and and Anthony Shield is saying that he thinks that Alan Carr brought the Bullseye Game Show back recently. Do you know anything about that, Paul? Have you seen that one or?
I'm not really that fan when they bring things back, to be honest,
No, I know what you
because it
mean, but
loses. I was going to say appeal, but
hmm
Bullseye didn't really have its appeal. But no, I have watched it, but I thought no, I'm not really bothered about that one, to be honest.
I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. So, then Sue was saying she can send me some pics which you want to use in the course. Yes, Sue, there is going to be a part in the first session where we're going to look through some of your picks. So if you do want to send those through, send them through, Sue. and make sure you can finish that enrollment form when you get a chance. I'm not sure if you've received it, Sue. I can send it again if not. And then Sue was saying happiness is hard sometimes, but when you feel it, it fills up your whole body. Definitely agree with that. It's a beautiful feeling. Ali was saying that sad things happen in life, but a positive attitude helps along the way to happiness. It's kind of what we were saying as well, Paul.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You know,
And Sue was just saying when you just suffer depression, it's hard to snap out of it, but it's just taking baby steps and
it
going at
is.
your own
Yeah,
pace.
it is. It is.
Anthony's saying that the game show with Alan Carr brought play your cards right and things like that all into one show. So that's quite interesting. I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, yeah, that was okay actually,
Oh, so
but
you
the
saw that.
originals, you can't beat the
Yeah,
originals.
it's true, man.
Sat there on a Sunday or Saturday night watching the originals.
That's it, buddy. Okie dokie, guys. So if you have any questions for Paul, get them in. If not, I think me and Paul are going to go soon because we did start a little bit earlier today. If you have any questions for me, also fire away. But yes, guys, I think it was been a really nice session. Is there anything that you would like to add at all as well, Paul, just before we go, bud?
No, just thanks everyone for watching, and if you've got any suggestions or just any comments, sign the guest book, and
Yes.
just thanks everyone for watching.
Make sure to sign that guest book as well, guys. Obviously, that's on Paul's website, which we shared. That's livingwithlows.com. And
Yeah.
also, I am just going to make sure I'm going to post the survey into the chat, guys, because obviously we need to get that done too. Let's have a quick look. I'll just see. Yeah, we're just going to make sure that you guys get that survey done as well if you can for me. I'm going to post it into the chat now. Fantastic. Okay, and I think that's all. Guys, I'm just going to check the chat one more time there. And Charlotte's saying it's nice to see you again on live stream, Paul. And then Sue says, thanks for the day, Paul. Keep up all your good work.
Thanks very much, Charlotte. Thanks for watching again.
So yeah, thanks from me as well, Paul, because we love having you on,
Yeah,
and
thanks.
we love your website and everything you're doing. So keep it up, mate. Yes, guys, gonna put the advice lines up now that you guys can have a look at, and me and Paul are gonna go. But thank you for tuning in today, guys. Much appreciated. And we'll see you later.
Everyone.